What's going on in the fish room? Well, it's almost the end of the summer. Things are changing rapidly around here. Unfortunately, I can't really do what I want to do. And I want to get out there and let you know a couple of things. One, the fish behind me, I've been bragging about these Aurelius barbs for years, only to find out they're not Aurelius. Let's look at that and also why I had to move on from, well, one of my other new favorite fish. That being my Kribensis that I was breeding. Hi there, I'm Chris, and welcome back to Stubbs Aquatics. Well, in this episode, I kind of have egg on my face, and I want to correct and let everyone know that, well, I too make mistakes like everyone else. And if you want to look at through Google and Wikipedia, they were calling these same fish behind me, being my favorite, which I thought were Aurelius barbs, are only Dawkinsia Tambraparniei. Dawkinsia Tambraparniei. What do you think? I still butchered it. I'm really sorry for butchering that. Tambraparniei or Tambraparniei, depending if you're calling it the river or the fish from the river. Anyways, when I bought these fish, they were listed as Aurelius barbs. I bought them twice, actually three times over about 15, 20 years. You really never see them here in Canada. But a couple of people pointed out, well, there's two species, and they're very similar. Uh, one is a little bit smaller and doesn't have any filament, that being the threads on the dorsal fin, and mine clearly do. So you'll actually probably never see Aurelius barbs in the trade. They're so limited on the in the wild, and they're in the endangered species. They're just rare. So if you have Aurelius barbs, good on you. Make sure you breed them. So we have some in the fish trade. But I have um, the Tampa. I can't say it. I'll do a voiceover. I think I've been trying to pronounce it, but I can't. That's just I like the common names, and there is no common name for this species. They're still beautiful. Uh, as my fish age, I was really trying to breed them, and they're beautiful. Let's get to what the confusion was. Well, the shop owners, people selling these fish, we're all listing them as Aurelius barbs, as they probably didn't know any better either, and they came from the same region, and they probably interbred over time. So there's confusion there. There's confusion on Google search. There's confusion on Wikipedia. So what happened that I found out is people with much more knowledge than me I pointed out, hey, look, which one is it? Is it the one that I can't pronounce, or are they the Aurelius? Uh, so I did more research and more, and like I said before, uh, the the Aurelius don't have the males don't have that long filament on their dorsal. Well, like I said, mine clearly do, but again, they're so rare here as well. Even the uh, 3, 2, 1, even these guys behind me. So I wanted to make sure I bred them, and I was successful, sort of, in that. Um, all my attempts inside failed, but once I moved them outside, well, they bred right away. I'm really limited. I only have one female. I had two. One died. So it was really paramount that I had a successful breed. I did, but I introduced water from what I thought was an empty IBC tank, as in nothing living in there, and sure enough, there had been some eggs or fry from the shabumpkin, and well, they grew quicker, and I think they ate most of my barb fry. I did save 5. I wasn't happy with the growth rate when I had them over uh, on this side where they're going through a breeder box and fresh water's pumping through. They just weren't growing. They weren't coloring up. So I decided to move them to this tank here. They're starting to flourish. I'm able to feed them a little bit more, knowing that the water's not going to dirty up right away like it would in a breeding box. Because I needed the room, well, I had to move on from my other fish. You know, I love my Kribensis, but I had to break it down to what fish do I really want to keep. I have one community tank now uh, where I keep, a variety of fish. Even though Kribensis were doing well in that community tank, I wanted to move on from them. So now my tanks and my ponds are strictly for goldfish and for barbs. You know me, I love my barbs, and well, what can I say? They're a great species. They're underrated, and these fish are totally underrated. They are a nice medium to large size barb, beautiful coloring. They swim in a school. They're very active, and well, now I have 5 fry. I'm really praying that one's a female and that I can breed them again outside. That was probably one of the highlights of my summer, thanks to this. Um, by the way, the movement in my arm is getting a little bit better. Unfortunately, the pain and swelling is, well, very uncomfortable. It's been over 3 weeks now. The movement's getting better, but unfortunately, the pain and swelling is not. But enough about me. Let's get more about my barbs. Um, Big changes are happening in the fish room. I'm going to share with you later. I had to get rid of my 125-gallon tank. It just wasn't working out in the fish room. Still have the 125 behind me. But, I'm moving on to bigger and better things that I can't wait to share with you. I think you'll really love all the changes that I've made, and I'm going to share those with you in the upcoming weeks. Things are getting colder. I'm starting to move my tropical fish from outside in. A lot of work to be done. Again, it's so hard to do things when you're dealing with basically one arm. I can move this a little bit, but I can't put any weight on it, or I can't strain it, or I can't even extend it. So I'm really limited on that aspect. Now, as you well know, I've got another tank where I had raised a bunch of Kribensis in as well. It's a larger tank. That tank, all the fish are going to be cleared out. They're going to be put into the community tank because well, that tank I have big plans for as well. Yeah, a lot of changes are happening. I can't wait to share them with you. I think you'll really enjoy them. This has been a really short video. I just wanted to update you. Thanks so much for watching. If you like watching more barb videos, check out this one. And if you like watching more shabumpkin, check this one out. Thanks again. See you real soon.